Okay, so today I'm going to walk you through using GenVid, an application in your Bio Track Pack. Um, GenVid is a very simple application. Its goal is to let you render out a video with corresponding tracking data layered on top of it. So the very first thing you do is, for example, load a video you've already tracked. In our case, we're going to be loading video provided to us by Stephen Pratt's lab over at Arizona State University. Thank you guys. And this is already something we tracked using multi-track. And since we've tracked it already, we have a folder with BTF data. Next thing we do is just tell GenVid where that folder is. And you can see immediately it pops up with showing you trails attached to each ant. And for example, an ant ID. And like I said, the goal is just to put together some sort of render out a video that is maybe a presentation of what you've tracked, so you can customize it. In our case, let's say we have some text export options here. Let's say we wanted to show the XY position. We could easily turn these things off or on, as well as like a predicted orientation angle. And you can, since you have to be able to customize it depending on your video that you track. Maybe your ants are very large. You can also, for example, make the font larger or smaller. You also got this option of putting a bounding circle on each of the ants. And this can be larger or smaller, thicker stroke or thinner stroke, or colored instead of just gray. And you can see you can produce something that looks pretty good. You also have orientation, which is just in this arrow here. And like everything, you can adjust the size or make them really small. In our case, let's make it 50. So you could also adjust the arrow stroke. So I think that looks good, a little bit thicker. And you could also make this a unique color for each of the ants on the screen. You could do this with the trails as well. Turn the orientation off here and make the bounding circles gray. The trails as well have a stroke, so you can make it really thick or thin. They have color, and they have like a trail size, which is really like the history of where the ant's been. And this could actually be as large as the number of frames in the video. So if you were, let's say, kind of deep into the video, somewhere here, and you wanted these trails to go back, let's say, 5,000 frames, you actually could, right? It gets very hard to see, maybe hard to follow what's going on there, so I'm going to take that off. But depending on what you need to use this for, it's possible to render out a video like that. So let's get this to a point where it looks good. How about that, and how about larger, smaller? Okay, how about like that? So the next thing you do, if you wanted to render out this video as is, you would just hit export. And all that does is prompt you to select a save location, in our case the desktop. And then you'll be you'll be rendering out the video as like what you're seeing right now is what is being rendered out. And sort of an interesting feature about that GenVid gives you is the ability to actually adjust this on the fly while it's exporting. So if you wanted to, maybe you wanted this video to start with nothing but just like the original ant video, and let's say it's for a presentation, you could at some point turn on let's say the trails, or adjust them, you know, to be smaller or whatever live while it's exporting. So that way, in a video that gets rendered out, you actually see these adjustments like as they're happening. So, I mean, that may serve your purpose, but you know, most often you're probably just going to set it and render a video. So that's it. You can see it's rendering out the file on my desktop here. It's 3% of the way done. So, okay, thanks.